Hey everybody, welcome. Hey, today on Burnie's Applebox, we're going to have a retro show with Greg Flores, and we're going to show several appearances that he's done on the show in live remote locations as well as here in the studio. But the reason we're doing that is very exciting. Greg's website, gripsupport.com, has started a new store on it with over 1,900 grip-related items. So we're going to show you today, and I want to show you right now what that looks like. Sean's going to take us into the store here, and we're going to take a look. So Sean, just pick a couple items and show us what we've got here. Okay, that is the Matthews mini slider stand, I believe. And it is one of, as I said, over 1,900 items. Pick something else, Sean. Let's see where we go with this. Let's see. I'm looking at a monitor now, so it might be a little tough for me to actually name the item. Just pick anything out there, Sean. Okay, I can't read that from here, but believe me, it looks like a toolbox. That's what I think it is. And some items there. But anything on this is going to be definitely grip related. Greg Flores, Key Grip, for many, many years now, has gone through and personally hand selected all of these items. So on today's show, while you're watching, listen to it, keep it down in the corner, but check out Greg's store. It is awesome, and we're going to have a lot more about this. So we'll see you today on the show. Thanks. Bye-bye. Show us what we got here, Greg. Take us through it.
Okay, well, this is gripsupport.com. The way it works is this front page has everything you need to find around the world. So if you're looking for aerial, or let's say you're looking for camera crane, you click on camera cranes. Okay. It pulls up a database with all the camera cranes.
What have I got here? Let me take a look.
So let's pretend that we're shooting in Germany. Let's say. So you would type in Germany. Okay. And you would not think that many companies had a camera crane in Germany.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Same thing in, let's say, UK.
Okay. And those are all for camera cranes and jib arms.
Correct.
In the UK.
Correct. It's broken down into that.
Wow. Wow. And
we have camera dollies, we have construction equipment, which is like condors.
Let's go to camera dollies. Let's go to camera dollies.
You would think it's just a few, right? No. Wow.
How many of them are there? How many of them are there in there?
Oh, I have no idea.
I mean, that's 100 easy.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's because I broke it down into where they're at. You know?
Okay. Okay.
So it might be the same companies, J.L. Fisher or Chapman or Panther.
So I'm just reading here, Michigan, UK, Hungary, Germany, Los Angeles.
Yeah, and grips around the world are totally
Arizona.
Different. Here in the United States, we do lighting and we do camera support.
Yeah.
In other places like Europe, UK, Germany, they all do only camera support. Okay. Because there's a saying that the gripping came from back in the day when they had the rolling cameras, when you had to,
I remember those days, Greg.
Right. Yeah, back in your days when you had those, they needed...
Once I was on I Love Lucy, it all got so much easier.
They needed people to hold on to the tripod because it would shake the camera. Right. And those were known as the good grips.
Those were the grips.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And from there, well, that's where the saying goes.
Okay.
And from there, we became camera support. So we started supporting the camera. And so that's why in some places around the world, they do not do lighting. They only deal with camera support.
Yeah.
Here, we do half lighting. We work with the electrician.
So in some countries, a grip is attached to the camera department only. Interesting. I didn't know that.
And so let's see what else. So you have all these things, grip truck equipment rentals around the world.
Okay, let's see that. Let's see grip truck.
So grip trucks.
Look up Burnie's Grip and Lighting. Is that in there? Did you get me in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. You just start typing Burnie.
Oh, there you go. Right. Perfect. Love it. Love it.
Or you could type in the location too if you're just in Orange County.
But put it in Orange County.
There you go.
Awesome.
So it breaks it down.
That is awesome.
You know some of those people?
I know a few. I know all of them, actually.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
That's your competition.
You know what? That's something, Greg, and I think that this is my feeling on it. Sure, we're in the same business, but I think if you're doing things right in this business, there is no competition. I think the competition is yourself.
I agree with you there.
You go out there and you do the best job that you can, and somebody has a preference for somebody else or they select that person. It's not that they're not selecting you. You just keep your standards high. You keep going. You go hard. You go fast. And, don't worry about the competition. You're your own competition.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are afraid of saying no to jobs.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
You got to say no. It's not like they're not going to call you again. They're going to call you again eventually.
I
Sometimes no
totally-
is bigger than yes.
Isn't that the truth? Hear that. Listen to that. Sometimes no is bigger than yes. I will tell you what, that builds a career. That attitude right there builds a career, because you got to know no is as important as yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that's great advice. That's great advice. What
me
else
show
have we
you-
got here?
All right, so that's the front page. The way that this front page works is it shows you all those
So
databases.
you can go down into these databases, and we got aerial cable, camera dollies, construction equipment, expendable. Go to expendables just for me there.
Expendables, they're everywhere.
Wow. And you've got their email addresses, or no, that's their
That's their
websites.
website.
I've
It
got
goes
you.
right to their website,
I've
yeah.
got you.
And then on the front page, the way it works, all those on the side, all those companies are all the advertisers.
So
that I
those
have
are
to go.
your sponsors.
Yeah,
there.
all my
Okay,
sponsors.
awesome.
Some of these, they contacted me.
That's awesome.
Which is
Of
great.
course, I can see why. It's an awesome site.
Yeah, today we just landed Fox grip equipment. I'm really excited. about
Great,
that. Yeah.
great. That's fantastic.
Okay, so now let me go into the blog. Which is
Okay,
the next one.
sure.
This is how I keep bringing people back. I just recently made this video for Modern.
Okay,
And I'm coming up with all these articles. I'm still learning as it goes. This one's from
Gotcha.
Matthews here.
okay,
This one's just a story about grips.
okay. So you found all this material and you put it in the blog library.
Yeah.
So if people are interested, they can go there and
They can go there and see any
Search
of
it.
these videos. Yeah,
That's
they're really
great.
insightful. It's all about gripping.
it probably get a lot of great rigs on there too, I imagine.
And it's going to keep coming every week. I do something new.
Okay,
I'm
great.
right now, I'm working on something exciting.
What is
I
it?
went over to American the other day, and I wanted to find out how they made a C-stand.
Uh-huh.
I went in there, and they said, "We're not making a C-stand today." I said, "Do you mind making one for me?" And I could shoot it.
Yeah.
And I bought a 7D camera, and I went in there, and I filmed them make a C-stand.
Wow.
So now I have the footage for how they make an American C-stand. I can't wait to put it out.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Also
Because
a
that is a good product.
Right, and a baby pin, how they make a baby pin.
Yeah.
I asked them, how can I film you guys making a baby pin? And they said they have a CNC machine, and I wouldn't be able to film it because it's inside the machine where it drills everything.
Okay.
So I said, well, let me attach my GoPro inside of there.
And you did?
I did it. I got the footage.
Awesome.
It's great. I can't
wait
show it
to see
you.
that. Yeah,
it's pretty
that's
cool.
great.
Okay, the next section after the blog
This is
is
Get a Grip.
You
Okay.
could anybody can join here if you're a grip, whether you're union or not. You just go on there on Join Grip Database and put your information in, and we'll add you
So
on.
you can add yourself. You can add yourself
Yeah.
on here. Oh, that's awesome.
It won't go on automatically. I have to check it.
You have to
Yeah.
preview it. Yeah.
But the way it works is it gives your job title, key grip, Greg
Okay.
Flores, gives you the location where they work, Los Angeles, San Diego,
Okay.
gives you their union. I'm 80
Okay.
and I'm 122.
What's 122?
122 is a local union in San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grip union.
Yeah, so if a job comes into San Diego and they're union, they can only hire union members.
122.
Yeah, so that's
Gotcha.
why I'm union there.
Okay.
And it gives you your contact info, which is your email address. I try not
Okay.
to put phone numbers on here so it's not so personal.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll give you
Yeah,
a phone number later.
yeah, I
And then
gotcha.
you could also add your IMDb if you want.
Awesome.
Which it sends you there, and that's kind of like your resume.
You know
database.
what? We're going to go back, and I want to go through your IMDb, and I want to
Okay.
take a look at it. Not right now. We'll go through the site, but later on, let's do that and talk about some of the
Okay, great.
stuff you've worked on.
And then let's go to the next section, which is classifieds. This is basically people can buy and sell used equipment.
Okay. Somebody's got a grip truck for sale. Now, how do you Do you sanitize this once the item sells, or how do they?
Yeah,
how
they
does
let
that
me know
work?
once it
Okay.
sells and stuff.
Okay, great.
I'm hoping that this switches later from a classified to a store. That's what I'm working on right now. Where
Gotcha.
I want it to be like, if you're looking for a C-stand out there
Yeah.
and you want to buy a C-stand, you should be able to see all the C-stands out there from every manufacturer in one
Yeah,
place.
and pick one out.
Yeah. Same thing with any piece of equipment.
Yeah.
So that's how
good
that's going to
idea.
work later.
That's a good idea.
Oh, also in the get a grip section,
Yeah.
where on the last section, I'm working on a way for people to say that they're available and not available. That's what I'm working on right now.
Okay, like
because I think that'll be
sort of a
huge.
calendar thing, or just yeah. Okay, great. That's a good idea.
Because right
so
now
they can
everything's
go
word
to
of
your
mouth.
site and find someone and say, "I need somebody tomorrow who's available," and go
Yeah,
down the
and
list.
it'll say they're
Boom.
available. That's what I'm hoping for.
That'd be
I
awesome.
I think that'll be the key in the game.
That'd be awesome.
Here we go. Now we go to grip rigs,
Okay.
which it shows you the live feed from the latest grip rig that was out there.
Okay.
This was today's.
So this is all these pictures at the top of the photo gallery, the little thumbnails there, are the latest ones that you've put up.
Yeah.
So somebody could go there and just find the most
Yeah, and
recent
it goes to the
stuff.
live Instagram feed.
Okay, let's take a look.
And then
and then you break it down.
Yeah,
like
we
that.
break it down into albums. This is the amazing part about this site. So if you wanted to find anything out there, like let's say you're looking to do a car rig, you click on vehicle rigs,
Okay.
and it pops up all the vehicle rigs out
And then
there.
click on one of those for me, would you? Click on one of those thumbnails.
Let's see here. Well, there's so many.
Just any one. I just want to take a look and
I want to pick a cool one.
yeah.
Well, let's see this one right here.
Okay.
This is from Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how it's working.
Yeah. Technology.
Well, you know what? You got to sign into Facebook here.
Oh, you
if
do?
wanna click
Oh,
on
okay.
it.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
But that's pretty cool, right?
That's awesome, dude. Are you kidding? You know, because I know a lot of guys, I get asked, I'm electric and grip, but I don't ever sell myself as a key grip. I mean, I can assist, but I'm not a key grip. People ask me all the time, like, oh, how do I do a car rig? How do you say, you know, there's no one answer on how you do a car rig. Every car is different.
Honestly, I never look at it when I'm doing a car rig because every shot is different.
Every
you know?
shot's different.
And
you
it,
know?
and it
Every
depends what
car
you
is
have.
different.
And it depends what you have also.
Yeah, and what the shot is. What, you know, I mean,
Yeah,
somebody,
yesterday I was doing a Toyota commercial and it was a tough shot. They wanted a camera on the hood right up against the windshield, and they wanted to tilt up from the sky, right? Tilt up, then tilt down into the windshield. Well, when you tilt up, the back end of the camera is going to hit the hood, and they wanted the camera on the hood of the car.
Oh my god.
So I had to figure this out, right? So first thing I did was have them pull the hood off. Then we had to bring in a small jib arm. We had to undersling a lambda head, which is just a way of getting the camera closer.
Were you on a
shorter to the
process
ground.
trailer or?
Yeah, I was on a process
okay,
trailer.
Gotcha.
So I put a dolly on the front of the process trailer, did all that. And then we had to stabilize the arm. Everything worked great. They were happy. Clients were happy.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it worked out.
Wow.
You know?
How long before the shoot did you know that you'd have to do that shot?
Well, I had a tech scout last Friday for that.
Okay.
So I had plenty of time to figure it out.
And then you figured it out and you just
Yeah.
made sure you had the
A lot of
equipment
emails
that-
back and forth.
Yeah.
Which is kind of tough because when you're off and you're dealing
Well,
with
you
all
know
these
what?
emails,
Exactly, dude.
we should get paid for emails, man.
If I got paid by the email, dude, I would. If I got paid just by the email and phone call, I wouldn't have to be here right now.
Right.
You know, every time, you know, and here's part of that family thing because it comes back in. You don't know, and I know you know, but how many times I'm sitting there 8:30, 9:30, and I'm answering an email for somebody in some other part of the world
Right.
that it's their midday. You know, and I'm trying to communicate with them. I did a job for a lady over in France that was coming out to San Diego, and you know that was finally. And of course, there's the language barrier there too. But yes, you've got to do it all the time, and calling your guys, because that's the other thing. So you call the guys that you want. You have to make their list. Send that to production. Production gets a hold of them, and then you've got to call each guy a couple
Oh, there's
times.
so much that happens after a tech scout. After a tech scout, you got to order the dolly. You got to
Yeah.
order the special equipment.
Yeah.
You got to order the expendables,
Yeah.
the grip equipment.
Yeah.
And you have to be, and your guys. So
And
that's
your
a lot.
guys.
That's a lot of people.
That's
It's a lot of things to do, a lot of emails.
that's a full day.
Right.
Right there.
And then you got to answer them after they answer you back.
Yeah, it's so true, dude.
Yeah,
it's so
it's a
true.
mess.
It's so true. But and they're you know, here's a thing that I have really been sort of preaching lately, Greg. You know, everybody, it's natural to want to be successful. you know. Successful means you work twice as hard.
Right.
You know, and you got to keep that level up without breaking.
Yep.
You know, that's success. That's what you do. You
Working
have to be
extra hard,
ready
yeah.
for that. You have to be ready for that.
It's not just going to come easy.
And then guys like me and you, we build our websites, right? Because after we are doing all that work, because we're pushers. We like to go ahead.
Right.
You know. So yeah, let's see some
The
more.
last thing on this site is the video section.
Okay.
We have it linked to our YouTube channel,
Okay.
Grip Rigs. And the way it works is we broke it down in playlist.
Okay.
Let's see, not now. So you broke it down in playlist. So there's this guy, Dave Donaldson, in Detroit. And he's making all these videos on grips, on grip things. It's called Grip Tips.
Grip tips. Okay.
Right. So instead of me going against him because he's doing something similar to me, I called him up and I asked him if I can add him on a playlist to my channel.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
Because the more we connect,
The more connections.
yeah,
That's
it's
what
called
makes
masterminds.
Yep, makes you powerful.
Exactly. So now we have all these other playlists, rigging videos, vehicle rigging videos, behind the scene grip
Wow.
videos, camera crane and process trailer videos,
Wow.
informative and how-to videos. We have camera crane, dollies, sliders, and we have
Awesome.
all the grip videos in this section. So the way it works is I had to find every video out there, and once I did that, I subscribed to anybody that makes a video similar to gripping. So every time they come out with a new video, I check it out.
You get
and
a
then
notice.
and then I put it on there.
That's
So it's
awesome.
one place where you can find all the videos related to
So
gripping.
this, for a guy who's a grip, wants that central place, this is what it is. Gripsupport.com will have everything you need,
Yeah, and-
all of the information in
Exactly.
one central spot.
Yeah, and it's only been out for a month, so we're going to continue to grow.
That's
I'm really excited
awesome.
about it.
That's awesome.
I'm glad there's people that support me right now.
Oh, dude, you got an awesome product. You remember, I think it was a couple, 3 weeks before Christmas, before you launched, when you sat down here and showed me that, you know, and frankly, I was blown away. I was not ready for that level.
I was
that
really
you
happy
had.
when I saw you blown away.
Yeah, I was just like, because having created a couple sites myself, not myself, but being involved with it, I know the labor involved.
Right,
You know,
and,
the
and
time.
I did it all myself. That's
That
pretty
was
tough.
incredible, dude. That is incredible. You
I
know,
use Wix. Wix is
yeah,
a great platform
You
for
like
building
that.
a website.
You like
yeah.
that. Yeah. You know, anybody who's out there, if you're out there right now and whatever you do, don't stop watching the show. But get on your laptop or your phone or whatever and check it out, gripsupport.com.
Yeah, if you go to the bottom left, you can subscribe also, and you'll get the latest deals and updates and what's
Okay.
going on around the world.
And I know some of your vendors give you special deals for your site
Yeah,
only.
every month, yeah.
And then and you can get the latest equipment.
Modern
and
Mondays
stuff.
comes out every Monday also.
Modern Mondays. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Wow. I'm blown away. I am blown away. You know, there's a few minutes left. How do people get a hold of you? I guess grip support,
Yeah.
right?
Email
Yeah.
at gripsupport.com.
Okay.
Email at gripsupport.com.
Okay. Very
if,
good.
If you have a rig that you want to post, griprigs@gmail.com.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
good. Hey, we got a special caller today, Mr. Greg Flores. Are you there, Greg? There he is. I love it.
Guys.
I love it. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, man. Thanks for
That's
having me on.
awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for doing this. And you know, this is sort of a thing that I appreciate you helping me out today to do this, because this is one of the sort of things that I want to do with the Applebox Network, is to invite our friends in and invite our community in and hear about what they're doing. And of course, Greg Flores was one of the first guys. He was the first guy I had on Burnie's Applebox back when it was a podcast. So it was only natural, Greg, you should be my first call here. And I know you're doing some great things with grip rigs, gripsupport.com and all that. How's your week been, buddy? How's it been going?
Everything's been really good, man. And just so all you guys know, I'm a key grip in the industry. I've been a grip for over 21 years. And I'm a working key grip now. So I like to support the grips out there. If you guys need anything, just let me know. Contact me on gripsupport.com.
Yes, and believe me, Anybody who hires Greg hires the best guy in the business. There's no doubt about that. And I'm sorry I didn't introduce you as a key grip guy. There's just so many things I assume talking to you. It's just like I think the whole world knows you're a key grip because you've got grip rigs, gripsupport.com. But let me just say something too, and let me just tell you out there who are watching this right now, if you want an example of who to follow in this business, it's this guy, Greg Flores. Because I'll tell you, I knew Greg 20 years back. We worked a little job together, and you know, he was just a grip guy starting out at the time. And what you've done, Greg, is just phenomenal, amazing to me.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely, buddy, absolutely. That no one has done bigger than you. First, we know what grip rigs. That's hugely popular Facebook site, even more popular Instagram site. But tell me a little bit about grip support. What is that? What are you doing there?
Grip support site, or you can find anything around the world related to the grip industry. So if you're looking for a dolly, you're looking for a crane, you're looking for grips, videos on how to do things, go to gripsupport.com. You'll find everything there. It's really the reason I built it was when I was looking for things. If you try to Google something or you try to search something, now with all the videos out there, video cameras and things like that out there, it's almost impossible to find what you're looking for in this industry. So now I built this site and you can find everything you need on there. That's what it's all about.
That's great. That's great. And vendors and suppliers from all over the world. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. So you got some pictures for us today. Let's take a look. You want to start with that yellow car? Yeah, there we go. Tell us about this. I mean, this is loaded. That's a grip truck inside the car right there. What are we looking at?
I wanted to talk about this one because this is the profile picture to Grip Rigs. It's been about ever since I started the site. And I did this rig in 2012. What happened here was we went on a scout, and it was for Lenovo, the company Lenovo. They came out with a new ThinkPad. It's kind of like an iPad, but it was supposed to show that it's rugged and you can't break it, right? So what they did in this scene was they wanted to do a demolition derby where a car is getting hit by other cars, which is this car, you know. So the commercial was this guy gets into a cab and he starts driving through a demolition derby, and he's on the iPad, on the ThinkPad. And as he's on the ThinkPad, they had one camera on the side there that you can see on the left, and it's facing him, right? And then they had another camera over his shoulder behind the car there. We had to take the window out, and you could see the ThinkPad with that camera. Yeah. So the reason there's so much speed rail and so many arms going through this and stuff is because this car was actually getting hit by other cars while it was driving. So
you mean with the hold on, Greg, for instance. So with this rig on, the car is actually being hit?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yep. And so, you know, a couple times it's getting sideswiped and things like that. You know, it was all planned, so it wasn't going to hurt the actor or anything. But this is the reason that all this speed rail and all these arms and all this triangulation is going on here. What we started off with was some pipes coming from underneath the car. We took out the door, the side door. We took out the side glass, the back glass, and then we put triangle truss, basically this truss system that you can make with speed rail, and we put that on top of the car and strapped that to the car. And then so that gave us a base, points above the vehicle, and we had points underneath the vehicle. So from there I made it so that you can adjust the camera up and down on the side there. You can, because when they tell you they want a camera somewhere, they don't just plan on it being exactly where they tell you it's going to be. So you have to be ready for anything. So when you plan it, you really have to think, oh, if they want to go up 2 inches, how am I going to do that? If they want to go to the left 2 inches, how am I going to do that? So you really have to think before you build something. And that's what, and it came out really good, and it worked out great. Everybody was happy.
That is really a piece of work, man. That is, it's beautiful. And you know what? I'm really glad you mentioned that about them not knowing exactly where they want it, because that is so true. Nobody has looked through the eyepiece before, and when the DP gets up there, he goes, "This is perfect, but I need it 2 inches lower." And being the
Right.
professional,
And there's a lot
you
more too.
understand that.
Yeah, and there's a lot more too. You're not just rigging the cameras. When somebody tells you you're rigging a camera, that's not it. Your monitors, you can see the monitor above the camera there. You're rigging camera batteries everywhere. You're rigging all kinds of things that other departments need. You know, they need the boot rig somewhere. So you really have to be ready for much more than just what they're asking you for. So when you prepare a rig, try to think about all those things so that you're not stuck on the day, and the production can move a lot faster.
That's awesome advice, my friend. Awesome advice. What have we got next, Tony? Oh, I love this.
Here,
Tell
well,
us about this.
I was doing a movie out in St. George, Utah, and we were out in the middle of this tarmac, I believe they call it, where all the planes fly. You know, and, they wanted this rig on the side of a plane, and they wanted this biplane, to taxi down a runway. And it was going to look like the actors were flying. The actors were going to be in it. The propellers were going to be going, and they were going to taxi down a runway. It wasn't going to go into the air, but with the sky in the background, with the clouds, it actually looked like they were in the air flying. So it was pretty great. So the concept was they wanted the camera off to the side, looking up at the actors, and sky in the background. And so I had to build a platform. The reason I built that platform was because I was able to put about moving the camera left, right, up, down, you know. In this case, I put a piece of plywood so they could just go on a hi-hat and move it wherever they wanted to, you know. And then the toughest part about this rig, thinking about this rig, was where were my points going to be to start off with, because when you're rigging off of a plane, everything is like really fragile. So I found the 4 major hard points that I can go off of, and that's around the propeller there. You see those speed rails? It makes a square. So that was my base. Once I started off with that base, I can go off of that. And then from there, anything that was hanging far got a little support. That's why you see the pipe going across the camera there. That got support back to the same spot. So you try to figure out where you need the support after that, but you always start off with the base. And this rig worked great. Everybody was happy. The crew was taking pictures in front of it. It was great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's anybody listening out there, that is some great grip advice right there on looking how to rig something and learn it. You know, Greg, listening to you, I love it when you do these explanations, because I so learn by the seat of my pants, you know, just like, oh, I think I can do it. I'll find the right stuff. Of course, I made everything safe, but boy, I wished I would have had some instruction when I started like that. Like you can
Me
get
too.
on grip support.
And that's another reason. Yeah, that's another reason why I built the site Grip Rigs and GripSupport.com, because when I was starting, I needed that, and I needed all that assistance, and so that's one of the main reasons that I built it, because we need it, and we're going to grow from it.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. What's next? What do you got, Tony? Oh, what's this, Greg?
So this one, we're doing a movie out in Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, and we go on the scout, and we go on this bridge, and they're telling me they want a 100-foot walk and talk with these actors, right? But we don't have a steady cam out there, and the floor it had bumps everywhere, so you couldn't dolly on the floor. So you can't dolly, you don't have a steady cam. What are you going to do to get a walk and talk? So to both sides, and I see that both of the rails on the side are round. So I decide to use the rail of the bridge as my track. So I expanded what I had. So this is what I had. If I was to do it over again, I probably would have used like steel pipe going across, so it's a little more rigid and everything. We did those cross pipes above to pick up some of the angle going down with it. But honestly, this rig worked great, and the operator would walk and push the camera down the whole entire bridge. It was pretty amazing.
Wow.
And and then we ended up mounting that B-board right under it for the actors to get a little bit of light, and we put that light panel on there. But this rig was pretty amazing. I was pretty impressed by how it worked, and everybody was impressed, and everybody was happy.
That is awesome. Boy, that's a great idea, having the actual camera guy be his own dolly grip too, you know, with a white card for the actors. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah.
That's great. And I think we have a little video of something you did too. Let's take a look at that, Tony.
Yeah, before you show the video, let me just
sure.
talk about the video.
Yeah,
So
let's talk about that.
This video started out before Grip Rigs was created. It's one of the reasons I created Grip Rigs, because I went on a scout, and they wanted me to, the DP wanted me to mount a camera to the side of the car. It was to be mounted to the side of the car like a hostess tray, basically looking at the driver from the side point of view. And then the car on action is going to pull out of a driveway, and it's going to get hit by another car. When it gets hit by the car from behind them, they want the camera to come off of the car and float and see both cars and the action of the people that hit him from behind. They get out of their car and they rip the doors off of his car. So this was such a tough rig, because how do you have on a car and then come out and go wide in the same shot?
Pretty tough.
I had to figure I had to figure this out. It was really hard. At first I thought maybe I could dolly with it. I could mount a dolly next to it, or a doorway dolly or a western dolly, and mount that to the car and drive with it, you know, or something. I couldn't figure it out. So I looked on the internet, nothing out there for rigging. Right. So it gave me an idea that, you know, something has to be made out there so that when we do these types of rigs, that we could put them on there and other people can use them and you know, as a reference to their rigging. And that's what started Grip Rigs, this rig right here. And so what I'm doing on this rig is I ended up building out of speed rail a small type of hood mount that went across the car, and it was mounted on with one ratchet strap. Right, and at the end of that pipe, I put a baby spud where I can mount the dock to a Steadicam. So the Steadicam is docked, right, and it's actually mounted to and on the Steadicam we mounted gyros at the bottom of it so that it could keep it level when it gets hit, when the impact happens.
Wow!
And so this is how the rig worked. As the car went back, it got hit. The moment the car gets hit, at the same exact moment we pop the ratchet strap, right? We let the rig go, and at the same time the ratchet strap is popped, the Steadicam operator mounts the Steadicam on top and walks back with it as we float the rig underneath him. And then this what we're about to show you is a rehearsal of that scene. We didn't go as fast as we did during the take, but this is the rehearsal, and I want you to check it out.
That is awesome, Greg, and this is a piece of history. This is the thing that got you to start Grip Rigs. That's huge,
because
dude. I didn't know that. That's great. Let's take a look.
Yeah. So that's the speed rail rig with one ratchet strap. Same thing there. We have Rudy on the side helping me out.
Here we go. There's the operator.
Coming back. There's impact. We loosen the ratchet strap. The rig is now loose. The Steadicam operator is on, and he's backing up. Now they see the action going on. They rip off these doors. It
really
looks simple. When you look
I'd like
at
to see it again.
Really simple, but yeah, go ahead and look at it again.
Can we see it, Tony? Awesome. Tony says yes. Gotcha. That's nice. I see it. Yeah, there's the camera rig.
Yeah, the dock for the Steadicam isn't on that picture.
Yep.
It's there. See, you see, he's not on the.
There's the hit.
It's on. We float it away.
Wow. Wow. And it's a funny gag too, with the wrestlers pulling the doors off. I love it. That's fantastic, man.
Times when they ask me to do things, and almost all the time I tell them, I'll figure it out and I'll let you know. Because if you try you're not going to know exactly what you're going to do, and you're going to say something that's going to it's going to throw you off, or it's going to create an order equipment that you don't need or anything. So it's really better if when you're on a scout, think about what you got to do later, plan it out. Then once you have your plan and you envisioned it, because once you envision anything, everything works. You have to envision it. Once you envision it and it works, you know it's going to work. Then you order your parts. Then you order the equipment you need, the manpower you need, everything. And that's how I work.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's how you work. I'll tell you, everybody ought to take a note on that, because you've had such awesome success and you've done such great things, Greg, with grip rigs and gripsupport.com. Absolutely, buddy. We're going to leave it right there, but thanks, Greg. And you are welcome into Applebox anytime, anything you've got. And we're going to do a little more of these, and you're going to definitely be more on the show if you want to be. All right.
You got it. And if you guys want, just subscribe to gripsupport.com and
yes,
go from there.
Yes.
We put everything out there. We have Modern Mondays on there. We have all kinds of
well, Modern
newsletters
Mondays. Let's take a second. What about what's going on with Modern?
Well, Modern Studio Equipment is a company that was, it started out in 1980 by a key grip named Seno and his wife, Rena. They were, at that time, there wasn't anybody that was supporting the grip industry with things like welding and coming up with parts that we needed in the grip industry. So he was one of the first people to start doing that. And because he started doing that, everybody started going to him to make these parts. And he created a company out of it called Modern Studio Equipment. Nowadays, it's been bought out by another man named Jeremy Leach, and he's doing a great job with it. He's still keeping the whole family-owned business together, and he still has the son of Sino, and his name's Jero, and he has the daughter of Sino, Anush, and they're still working there. So it's still family-based and family-owned, and it's working great now. They have a showroom that you got to check out. And every week we put out, on Mondays, we put out a Modern Monday special, which is a special on grip equipment. So if you need anything from the grip industry, you can find it at Modern Grip Equipment. So go on my site, subscribe, and you'll get in your email. And if you want to buy it that day, check it out.
That is awesome, Greg. And Anush and I'm sorry, what was it?
Anush and Jero and
Jero.
Yeah.
It took me years to learn Sino, so Jero's right behind. So yeah, but it's great people, very nice, and I talk to them whenever I need something. I give them a call. But great. Greg, thank you so much. Much appreciate everything for you being on the show and joining us. There'll be more. Have a great day, my friend.
You too. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Guys. All right, we're going to take a little break. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. I am here now with one of my hero. What else can I say? This guy is a hero of mine. I met him 20 years ago, and I think, I'd been in the business 6 months, and you'd been in the business 5 months at that time. So I think that was pretty close. Mr. Greg Flores of Grip Rigs and gripsupport.com.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
20 years now, huh?
20 years.
I started gripping about 20 years ago.
I don't even think you remember the first job I was on with you. It was for a DP named Guy.
I know Guy.
And it was for Marcia Waldorf, I think. Yeah, this was way back, and it was somewhere in San Diego, just my little van. One day, I worked with you and one of your guys, and it was a great experience. And then I don't think we ran into each other again for nearly almost 15 years.
Yeah, I saw you on some YouTube thing doing some reality show. Something.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, that's a whole different story right there.
Yeah.
But I want to just tell everybody down here at Chapman Leonard, that's where the product showcase today. Greg, you have the award-winning booth here.
Thank you.
It is just awesome. I don't know if we can cut over to the camera, because on our cutaway camera, you can see the booth. Tell us what's in this booth, because it's just blew my mind.
Well, first of all, the grip game is just so awesome. Around the world, there's grips.
Yeah.
In every film, there has to be a grip.
Yeah.
And they all do something amazing.
Yeah.
And to me, it's an art form, and I love seeing what they do.
Yeah.
So I started this page called Grip Rigs, and that way everybody from around the world, they get to share the stuff that they do so others can learn from it.
Sure.
And that's basically what it is. After that, I started a website called gripsupport.com so that everybody can find anything in the grip industry.
And
That's basically it. So I try to showcase it.
and Greg, I'll tell you that gripsupport.com is the most comprehensive website I've ever seen
It
for
really- it really
resources. It's unbelievable.
It was much needed, you know. Just yesterday, we needed Nicole here at Chapman wanted to get a grip cloud. And she's like,
Okay.
where do I find a grip cloud? And I said, go to gripsupport.com.
Yeah.
She went on there, she clicked on grip clouds, and
Yeah.
she found it.
Oh,
And then
that's
she started calling
awesome.
them, you know.
Yeah.
But that's what it's all about. It's just about
Resource.
right now when you try to go to Google and you try to find something,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really hard to find.
Yes.
So because of all the video stuff that's out there, you know,
Yes,
you try to put
yes.
camera crane
because they
into-
don't,
yeah.
they can't define our terms like we define them, right?
So
yeah.
all I did was I found the stuff that we need and I put it all in one place. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's pretty
yeah.
basic, but the booth is really fun. We made the biggest Apple box in the world.
Yeah, talk about
We
that.
made
So
the-
it's the biggest Apple box in the world.
Yeah, well, we had this idea. Let's do something crazy so that
Yeah.
it really stands out. And so we built the biggest Apple box in the world, and then we built the biggest sandbag in the world.
I know both of them are just
Yeah,
amazing.
So the sandbag was built by Canvas Grip. It's really awesome. We put
Unreal.
those little pebbles in it so you can toss it up
Unreal.
and down.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's a really fun thing. And then you've got a lot of pictures from grip rigs and
Yeah,
stuff
so
too.
you can see the art form
yeah,
that's
yeah,
behind it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. No, see that, and you've got a grip couch.
A grip couch.
A
I built
grip
the
couch you made,
We
yeah.
put the dolly. We put the Hustler dolly up there.
Hustler on top of the Apple box.
Oh, yeah.
So now the Apple box isn't underneath
and
the
they're
dolly;
top of
it's
the-
on top.
They have these skateboard wheels, these new skateboard wheels from,
Okay.
From Matthews.
Right.
Now they're doing business with Chapman, which is really awesome.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
super. I bet you had a little bit to do with it.
Well, last year I connected them, and now they got their
Good.
booth right next to me. It's really
That's
exciting.
so
It's
fantastic.
that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
all about
And
everybody.
Matthews,
connecting.
there's another. Their events coming up here too. That's the garage sale.
Oh, yeah, it's a
they're
fun
doing.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the Sunday after Cinegear, right?
it? Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that's just amazing. They do amazing stuff, and they're so supportive of the community, just like Chapman Leonard is. You know what I mean? Yourself, Applebox Network.
Yeah.
We're here
What
for
I like
that
about them
community.
is they listen to us key grips, and
Yeah.
they know what we need. They know what the
Yeah.
industry needs, and they
Yeah.
listen and they make the stuff. They manufacture it. They
Yeah.
test it. That's the only way to keep growing your business nowadays.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely,
we all learned
absolutely.
that from Toys R Us.
Oh yeah,
They
right.
didn't
You
grow.
know, no. If you don't grow, you're in history. If you're not adapting every day,
Amazon probably
you're
took
dead.
them out, yeah.
You're dead. You know,
Exactly.
and you know what? That's the whole thing too about people who listen to the industry. They understand our culture. You know, I was at some talking to teachers about how to teach kids about this industry, and I go, one thing that you have to separate our industry from others is we are almost more of a lifestyle
Yeah.
than we are a true industry. That our lifestyles almost define us
Everything
more
has
than
to
our
change. Yeah,
industry.
it's a tough lifestyle.
It's a tough lifestyle. It's very demanding, and you know that if you ever slack, you're losing.
That's true,
You know.
exactly.
So yeah. So Greg, I know you got to get back over there. I know you
Yeah,
got
I
to
wanna
do your
get back.
thing.
It's so
Yeah, I
fun.
know you do.
It's
I know
so
you
fun.
do it. I had to fight him to get him over here. But listen, thank you so much, and
I'll
just
see you over there. Come over
yeah,
there
yeah.
later.
Well, we're gonna come and get some tape of you for
All right,
sure,
cool.
for sure.
I'll show
buddy.
you the booth.
All right, very good. Thanks,
you,
my
guys.
man. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Hey, everybody. I'm here at the Grip Rigs booth with gripsupport.com and the king, Greg Flores.
Thank you, man.
Oh, thank you, Greg. This is such an awesome, awesome booth. I'm blown away. Tell me what we've got here. What are we looking at here?
Well, let me show you what I got here.
Okay.
This is pretty interesting because this is gripsupport.com, right? And basically what we showcase is the grip world around the world, right? So check it out. This is gripsupport.com. This is Grip Rigs. And what we got here is the biggest Apple box in the world. We got the biggest sandbag in the world. And we got the Hustler dolly up there with the camera. It's badass. Let me show you around the booth. Come on.
Oh, come on. You'll take it from me later
Oh, okay,
anyway.
cool.
You go ahead.
Around the world, grips do all kinds of amazing things, and I like to showcase what they do on grip rigs. So what we did was we made it into an art show where you can see everything that grips do around the world. Come check out these pictures.
Come on in.
Here you go. This one right here is from Baby Driver. This one right here is from Jaws. We have a Ski-Doo rig. We got a Grip Cloud.
Grip cloud. Yeah, tell us about that.
Grip clouds are clouds that we make. They're helium filled and they go up in the air and they cover our actresses. Sometimes you can't get stands in certain situations, so you got to use these things, you know what I mean? Let me show you some more stuff. We got crazy roller coaster rigs. We got a basketball rig on a on a dolly here. That's a swing set rig right there. Another roller coaster rig. Here, let me show you this crazy one at the end here. This one is some track, and what they did here is they had to get the operator up there in India, and they didn't have much to work with, so instead of using a ladder, they had to use track. It's pretty funny, right?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Back here, we're showcasing all these car rigging. It's just a bunch of rigs from around the world. See, the thing with this whole booth is that grips have an artistic flavor in this whole industry, and it's great to see what they can do. And I'm very happy that I get to showcase it through my sites, through Grip Rigs, through Grip Support. And gripsupport.com basically has everything around the world. So if you need anything around the world, you're looking for something, you need a dolly, you need a crane, you need anything, you go there, you find it. It's great. Let me get back to you.
That's awesome, Greg. I love everything you've done with your booth. And just a note that I noticed all these pictures are displayed on track.
Yeah,
That's track you have.
Yeah,
on
we got
here.
this carbon fiber track. The Chapman has is so lightweight, it's so awesome. And then we put planks. Planks is what they roll on the dolly.
Sure,
right?
sure. No, it's perfect. It's everything in the grip world is in this booth. This booth is made of everything you guys use in the grip world. Let's go over here and check a little bit out. Come on, Sean.
Well, let me show.
Yeah, right here.
Let me show you this one. This was 100-mile-an-hour winds in Georgia. Took this down. This is the front part of it. This is a green screen. And this is the back part of it. You would never think that something like that could fall over.
So were these containers? Yeah. Did they build those?
Yeah, shipping containers.
Wow, wow. What else we got down here?
We got this rig here. It's a mirror. And the way it worked is they wanted to get a shot of a car going right into the camera. So they put this camera in and it's shooting into a mirror, and a car hits it dead on and it breaks off at this point here so that it looks like the car went right into the lens.
Oh,
and you get the shatter and you get everything in it. This one over here is from Gone with the Wind. I'm sure you heard of that one.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
One of the old school cameras on there. It's amazing, right? Try going handheld with one of those things.
No, there is no handheld.
This one from Psycho.
Okay.
We got on this one, we got Mad Max. The cool thing about this one is that it was in the desert, and when they were going to go through the desert, the dust was going to get on the lens. So these right here are hoses. They're going to blow air so that it's all clear. Pretty cool, right?
Wow, amazing.
This is one of the ones I had to do here. They wanted me to rig an airplane, a biplane, so they can go down a runway. I figured it out.
So it didn't actually fly,
No,
but it ran down the
no, I wouldn't
runway.
let that fly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another one here is pretty crazy. This one here is before they had the Chapman hydroscope. And what it was is when you put something in the water, it changes buoyancy, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, when it popped out of the water, you have to change the weight in the back end. So we have all these guys jumping in on the back end of this.
Oh my
Now you don't have
gosh.
to do that because these Chapman cranes are amazing.
So they jump in human power.
Yep. We got fly swatters. We got a green screen on the truck here.
Wow. Mobile rig. I love this one, Greg. I love this place.
Isn't that beautiful?
You know,
Those are
it's
some
just
20
so
by 20
gorgeous,
frames.
Man. It's a piece of art, I think, you know.
Really cool, right? That one's from Tank, from the movie Tank. This one is in the snow. I'm not sure what this is. Snowplower, it looks like. It's pretty crazy, right?
Pretty cool.
I love it. It's so awesome to see this stuff. This one they had to put a rig on top of a car. This one is another one that's like on a tow dolly. They had to rig the camera up here. They had to rig some lights to a car. Then we have this one over here. This was like a 40 by 40 frame on a crane, on a single crane. Pretty amazing. This one here, we had Richard Mall himself come in and sign it today. And he did this rig. It's like a slider rig. This one here is on a construction crane. It's one of the biggest lighting boxes. They just made it recently. Then we have the Chapman dolly under a fly swatter. They call it fly swatter because it looks like a fly swatter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kill a big fly with that.
This one right here is from ice skating. You know, now you can cruise through the ice. Then you got a grip cloud over here. That's pretty much it. But you know, if you go to the Grip Rigs account on @GripRigs on Instagram, Facebook, you can see all the rest of them.
Yeah.
But thank you for showing up, man.
Oh yeah, no, thank you, Greg. Really appreciate it. It's just awesome to see those pictures and see what you're doing. See the biggest apple box and the biggest quarter apple box too. In the world, in the biggest sandbag by Canvas Grip, which is just awesome.
Think you can lift it?
No, I don't think I could.
I think you're strong enough.
Let me try. Okay, I did it.
Still got it, Burnie.
Still got it. All right, thank you, brother. Have a good one.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm here with our special segment with Greg Flores, great friend, buddy, and of course, owner of Grip Rigs and gripsupport.com. And Greg's got something for us today that is something we live in fear of, something going wrong on set. Greg, anything happen to you go wrong on set ever?
Things go wrong all the time. I see things go wrong all the time. The thing is that these things could be stopped. A lot of times it comes from people panicking or people trying to do things too fast, or somebody's just trying to rush and get it over with and get the shot. And we could stop these things from happening. But let me show you some pictures of some of those things so we can learn from them.
Yeah.
This picture here is a picture of a crane, and it looks like they needed to get a high shot. And back then in the 1950s, the only way to get that shot was, well, there was no way. So what they did was they got this crane and put some scaffolding on it. And then they put the camera team up above there with the camera. Pretty crazy, right?
Incredible. I can't think of anything that's more dangerous, and I'll bet neither of them have a safety strap on them. Boy, that would never fly today.
Right. There's another picture.
Yeah. What's this?
All right, this picture here. This is Mother Nature. Sometimes when we have to fly something really windy and things can go wrong. Luckily, in this case, here we're construction crane with a box truss. It's a 40-foot by 60-foot box truss. And what's going on here is the wind picked up so much that ripped the rag off of the frame. Now, thankfully that it did that, because if it didn't do that and the wind would have caught the whole frame, it would have took the whole frame down and could have hurt somebody or killed somebody.
Yeah, so, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of things and people underneath that. That could have been very, very dangerous.
Oh yeah, well, I'm sure everybody cleared when that happened.
Yeah, I would have. What do we got next? Okay,
all right, here.
Yeah, what's this?
Here we were doing shot. They needed a hostess inside there. They needed a camera on the side. We were doing them. He wanted our back to crew parking, so he drove it back and didn't estimate that there was a tree on the side, and he hit the tree, and it ruined the whole. Luckily, the camera was okay. The mount was damaged, and we had to get it replaced. But everybody.
Did it damage the car?
Yeah, it damaged the car and the camera mount.
Ooh, that hurts. That hurts. Okay, what's next?
All right, here we go.
Ooh, that looks
This
like
is
a
a picture.
taco.
Yeah, this is a picture from a crane from the side. There's an operator inside of a crane on the side. I think it's a scissor lift or something, and he's looking at the side view of this frame that tacoed because of the wind. But not only because of the wind, it was because the whole frame was done wrong. And I'll show you in the next picture here.
Yeah, let's take a look.
See,
Okay.
this picture shows you what went wrong. They didn't put any uprights on the so what's going wrong is eventually it gave way and everything went wrong.
Hey, Greg, just
Yeah.
repeat that for us, would you? We broke up on that.
So what went wrong here was that there's no pipes on the side to triangulate the frame back to the crane. So because of that, this went wrong. There's ropes that snapped, and now you can see what happened with the wind.
Wow. And there again, that stayed in place, but that could have been a killer if it would have came down.
Yeah, and this could have been prevented. And another thing too, when you're flying these things, if the wind starts to pick up more than 11 miles per hour, you should bring it down. You know,
Okay.
and a lot of it is common sense. If you see that it's the wind is picking up that frame or doing something crazy with that frame, just bring it down. Everybody, I'm sure there's people going to be mad because they can't get the shot or something, but it's better to be safe. You know.
Yeah. And Greg, too, there's one point in time where as key grip, you've got to make the call and say, no, it is coming down. Is that correct?
Yeah, several times, and I remember one of the times that I made that call. The DP actually got mad at me because because I didn't have another way of doing what he needed to do in that case. And we didn't know that it was going to be windy that day. We didn't know the winds were going to be 15 miles. So when it happened, I took it down. We got the shot. I saw the footage later, and it looked great. Everybody was happy except for that DP.
Yeah. That's in our world, that's not always uncommon, Greg. So that's we
I
can
know.
get away with that. Let's see what's next. What have we got next? Okay, what's this? What are we looking at here?
Okay, by looking at this picture, I could tell that this was probably a low budget shoot. And a lot of times, when we're doing non-union stuff, things like this happen because they don't have the amount of budget to do things to get the shots they need. And in this case, it looks like they straddled a pool, an empty pool with a ladder. And then they put a piece of wood on it, and then they put a box on top of that. And then the operator stood on that box, which is so dangerous. But not only that, he put the actress underneath it. So crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's
This
just
kind
one
of
bad decision after another.
Yeah, it's so easy to say we can do it a different way. Maybe they could have her body down to the end of the pool there, and they could have put the camera on the edge of that pool and shot and looked down and done the same thing. I mean, there's so many other ways to do it other than the dangerous way.
Yeah, boy, that's a great point. That's a great point. And we've been there on set when everybody gets an idea in their mind and then they can't shake it. Just like you said, nobody was there to probably talk the other way to do the shot, and so they hung with this and did something very, very dangerous.
Yeah, a lot of times you can say no, but when you say no, you got to give them another option. That's the way to work it. So,
Exactly. Very good
you
point.
say we can't do it this way, but we can do it this way or that way, and usually they end up going with whatever you're saying because they know it's unsafe. They know that it can go wrong. You know what I mean?
Right. And it's their keisters on the line for that,
Yeah.
But that's really a good point you make, because that's something like managing your client. When you tell them you can't do something, you got to give them an option. You got to give them an alternative, even if it's not a great one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got next.
Oh,
All right.
look at this. Look at this. Okay, I can tell something's wrong here. Tell me about this.
Well, you could tell by looking at the sky there, all the dark clouds, that there was a big storm that came to town. This is shot in Atlanta, Georgia, and this is a 40-foot, 80-foot frame. Okay, this is a green screen, and everything was done right in this case, but there was 100-mile-per-hour winds.
Wow.
And if you could look at the next picture, you'll see how they did it and behind how they were
Next
prepared
picture,
for this
Sean.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look
So
at that.
you would never-
Containers.
Yeah. You would never think that these are going to fall down, right?
No.
They're so heavy and everything. Sometimes the wind just gets the best of us, and now we know that there's other ways that they could have done so that this couldn't have happened. Like for instance, if they would have put the other way pointed towards the green screen, it would have had a better.
Hey, Greg, could you repeat that? You broke up just a little bit there, buddy.
So what I was saying is, there's other ways that it could have been. This could have been prevented. You know, I don't see anything wrong with the way they did this. However, looking at now that something like this could happen, you could put those containers the opposite way, where it's pointing towards the back of the green screen, and you'll get more leverage, so that this might not.
Yeah, it would have taken more force to tumble the whole thing backwards than the way it was. So those were more
Yeah.
tippable in that configuration.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But they,
So,
they did a great job.
Yeah, yeah. Now, would something like that, would you have those tethered as well? Would you have cables and lines that are holding those?
In this case, usually you wouldn't, because you would never think that these are going to topple over. I mean, now after looking at this photo and looking at the thing that could happen with 100-mile-an-hour winds, yes, you should have, you should have it tied down, maybe to, water barrels or
Yeah.
K-rails or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know the shot in this case. I wasn't there, so I don't know what they could have done differently.
Yeah, I think 100-mile-an-hour winds, I believe, are Category 2 hurricane. So
But it looks like what it was going on there.
yeah, no kidding, no kidding. What else do we got here, Sean? Oh, what's this? The Jimi Hendrix.
Well, you could tell here that there's a fire, and they put a 20 by 20 fly swatter with her, and the heat from it melted the rags above.
Oh
And
my
luckily,
God.
luckily it's a plastic fabric that it melted and it didn't catch a fire up there. But this could have been prevented, and we could tell now that this is something you shouldn't do.
Yeah, yeah, that's something. Flame and rags don't go together. That's for sure. Do you know what kind of material that is? Is that a griff?
No, that was a 20 by 20 black water solid.
Water solid. Wow, wow. Was that on your set?
No.
Yeah.
No, none
you
of
wouldn't do
these
that.
rigs. None of these rigs were on my set. These were
Yeah.
all just pictures that I got from
Yeah,
other rigs.
yeah.
From
Okay.
I have an album on grip rigs called Ghetto Rigs or Things That Have Gone Wrong.
Things
And
that have
this is
gone
all
wrong.
from that.
I like that. I like that. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Just before we go out, too, run through your sort of mental thought process when you're doing anything concerning safety. What kind of checklist do you run in your mind?
Well, the first checklist is got to find out what the find out where the actors are going to be, and if they're doing something. For instance, there was one scene that we were going to do on a dock, and they were going to have these motorcycles coming down the road, and they wanted to put a camera to get the motorcycles coming towards them, right? And then the motorcycles were going to fall, and they were going to slide. When that happened, I had to tell them that it can't be done unless we have a protection in front of the cameras that's going to make those motorcycles to keep them from hitting the camera crew. And so we didn't do the shot until we put some K-rails in front of the camera, and everything worked great. But
Awesome.
the thing is, you just have to try to prevent these things from happening. That's all it is. If you can picture something wrong happening, then figure out from before it happens.
Wow, that's great advice. So if you can imagine it happening, you better take a preventive measure.
Yeah, exactly. And now, luckily, we have our union. You know, they have all these safety laws. So all the grips that are in the union, they go through all these safety courses, and they know exactly what to do, when to bring that fly swatter down at 11 miles per hour winds. You bring it down. They know how to do it the right way. What they put their safety harnesses on. There's so many steps that you need to take to be safe on set, and it's not for you; it's for everybody. You know, and that's why the union. A lot of people look down on it, but the union is needed for those reasons. They care about the employee and they care about the employers, and they are there to implement the right things, the right steps, you know, and take care of you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for that, Greg. I think we have one more picture here. Oh my gosh. That's not a ladder, is it?
No, this was in the Middle East, and they needed to get the shot up high, and somebody came up with the idea to get some track. That's some dolly track there. And so somebody grabbed the dolly track, they put it face up, they grabbed a combo stand and held it with that, and then you could see how many people were there. Something could go wrong. Protect the camera operator.
Yeah, there's enough people to catch him if he falls, but I mean, that's pretty funky. But hey, I wouldn't do that. Tell him never to do that. But the guy got the shot. What can I say? He used the dolly track. He dollied up.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, Greg, tell me about what's going on with grip rigs and grip support.
Well, right now, Grip Support and Grip Rigs, we're building an online store that's about to launch. We're getting ready for it. It's a really big task for me, but I've been working on it for over a year and a half now, and I'm really excited about it. It's going to have everything from the grip industry in one place, so you'll be able to buy anything you want there. And we're also building a class, a rigging class and a grip class, so we can teach other people how to do these things. So it's going to be a grip class on how to the fundamentals of gripping. It's going to be a dolly grip class where we can teach you how to dolly grip, and we'll take you to J.L. Fisher and to Chapman Leonard and Doors.
That is awesome. That is awesome, my friend. And we'll yeah. Sorry, you were breaking up just a little bit there, but I just want to let everybody know that this is a grip class through gripsupport.com, and you're going to hear more about it on Applebox Network. You'll be able to come in, and we'll do something, Greg, to let people know about that. That sounds
great,
awesome.
Man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you. You are welcome on the Applebox anytime, my friend, anytime. So
be safe out there.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for that. Thanks for those safety tips, too. Really appreciate it, Greg. All right, we're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be right back. Cut. That's a wrap.